Hello mga kamamski! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And for today's episode, we'll be cooking my crab and corn soup with pugo eggs, or in English, it's quail eggs. So, right now, it is a very rainy season here in the Philippines, and it will be warm and cozy if you will cook this crab and corn soup.
My mom has cooked for us, her family, all her life, until one day, Alzheimer's disease took away all her recipes, but not in my heart. Sharing her simple yet delicious recipes to all. Ma, this is for you.
First is that we boil these pugo eggs or quail eggs for 20 minutes until cooked. So after 20 minutes and it's already cooked, do you know that it is more practical if we put it in a cold bath like this, or an ice bath? It is easier to peel our pugo eggs or quail eggs. Okay, so we're going to mix this with cold water. And we're going to peel this. So on a hot pan, we're going to start to cook our soup. This is 3 tablespoons of cooking oil. Okay, and after heating it, we will put our 1 onion chop. Make sure if you're making a soup, it has to be white onions. And we're not going to brown this, but only sweat this for a while. So after the onions are translucent but not brown, we add now 1 stalk of onion leeks, or in Tagalog we call this dahon ng sibuyas, yung malaki. Okay, and we chop them. So we're going to stir fry this together with our onions. And then we now add a cup of crab sticks. Now you have the options to use the real crab meat if you have a crab meat, but since I don't have crab meat at home, I use this crab sticks, which is cheaper than the real one. Okay, so after we stir fry this, we're going to put 4 cups of chicken broth. So your chicken broth can be the real chicken broth from the bones of chicken, or you can just add 1 chicken cube. So right now, on a separate bowl, I'm cracking 2 eggs. Okay. And then, I'm going to add a tablespoon of water to these 2 eggs. Okay, so this is to loosen up our eggs. And we're going to whisk this together. Okay, at this point, let's go back to our soup, which has been boiling for a while. So all of the flavors are incorporated in this soup. Okay, and then we're going to just taste it if it needs seasoning or not. So since we have our chicken broth and it already has a seasoning, it is good to go. But if you it needs to add more, then you need to add more salt. Okay, at this point, I'm going to add 1 can of cream corn. So I prefer cream corn than the corn kernel. And then we mix this all together using a wire whisk. Okay, so that it spreads out evenly on our soup. Okay, and the cream corn will also make our soup thicker in consistency. So we're going to boil this. As you can see, it's been boiling really good. And then we're going to add our eggs. So this is a technique that I've learned so that the eggs will spread evenly throughout the soup. You use a strainer, okay, to spread the soup like this. Okay, so that it forms the ribbon, egg ribbons that we like. Okay. Okay, so there. So after spreading it using a strainer, we remove the strainer, and Now it's the time to spread the eggs. As you can see, the eggs form really very well, and it seems to be a lot of eggs when in fact we only use 2 eggs, but it seems a lot. Using that technique, it really forms a lot of egg ribbons. Okay, and now we're going to add our slurry, which is 1/2 cup of water plus 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. But I used potato starch instead of cornstarch. If you have potato starch, then you can use it. But if not, cornstarch will also be okay. Okay, so at this time you can taste this again if you like. And then, since the broth is okay, we're going to add our quail eggs. As you can see at this point, our crab and corn soup is really so flavorful and so chunky. And it's really thick and a very nice soup. Okay, we're going to put our finishing touches. This is 1 tablespoon of sesame oil for fragrance and also for the flavor. Okay, we just mix this. As you can see, the consistency is really what I want in a soup, thick and chunky. Okay, so that's my crab and corn soup. And for the garnishing, I put more crab stick on top. And I also crack some black pepper and some green onions on top. Okay, so that's my recipe for today. Thank you for watching. Till our next episode. Bye.